One of the most consistent pieces of advice that I find myself giving people when it comes to building a home gym is that there's a couple of pieces of gear that you want to take more time to buy and spend a little bit more money on. And one of those pieces is your bar. And it's something that you'll really appreciate having spent a little bit more on. Not to mention, if you buy nice, you don't have to buy twice. One nice barbell will last you for a lifetime of training. And for most home gym owners, one barbell is all they'll ever need. But that also means that you're going to need to take care of that bar. Once every 3, 6, or 12 months, you're going to want to do a full maintenance on your barbell, especially if you've gone to the trouble and expense of buying a nice one like this one here. This is an American Barbell Grizzly Power Bar, one of the first nice bars that I bought, and it is due for a cleaning. If you've watched, there's another video that I made. This got about a little over a year of use, and it's been sitting just kind of racked on the wall for another year plus with no maintenance, no cleaning whatsoever. The only thing that I did, which is something that you should do on a daily basis, is I did, and I still do, I wipe down my bars after use. So you want to get any sweat or grime or skin or anything off of the bar. Chalk especially, it's a big one. Make sure you get all the chalk off the bar. But outside of that, you're going to want to do something a little bit more thorough every so often. And there's 3 reasons why you do this. Number 1, you want to clean it. No matter how well you brush or wipe off your bar after each use, you're going to get stuff that gets deposited inside the knurl. So you want to do a deep clean every so often. You're also going to want to protect the bar. What you'll see is the way that we clean the bar is going to leave a very, very thin layer of oil on the bar that's going to protect, not get in your way or get in the way of you gripping the bar, but it is going to protect the bar from corroding, and it will prevent corrosion from happening as quickly. And the third thing that we're going to do is down here at either end, we're going to lubricate either the bushings or the bearings inside the sleeves so the sleeves spin freely. And those are the 3 reasons you want to do a full maintenance on your bar every so often. Now you're going to need a few things to do this. I'm kind of already set up here. I'll show you a couple of cool tricks that'll make this go quicker. This isn't my favorite thing to do, but I've done it enough times where I've got a couple of things that I like to do that will make this a lot easier. Number 1, what you see is it's up on a couple of plyo boxes. I've got a couple of Rep Fitness plyo boxes that are the same height. I get it up higher. I'm 6'6", so you can do this on the ground. But for me to sit on the ground and bend over, it killed my back. So for me to be able to sit up straight while I'm cleaning the bar is useful. So get it up on a couple of boxes if you can. Lay down towels so that anything that gets off the bar or drips on the floor is an easy cleanup, because we are going to be dealing with oil or some lubricating material that is relatively hard to clean up if you drip it on your floor or on your boxes or things like that. So nice to lay down some towels. Next one, and I made a video on this, but I'll show you here too, is these useless things that nobody should be using in their gym do have one good use, and I use them when I clean my bars. Is I'll put them under the end, and that allows me to get it up off of even the boxes. So this gives me nice stable bar to work with. It gives me full access to the entire bar. None of it's actually sitting too close to the towels to get to, and it allows me to spin the bar and get to all sides of it without having to roll the bar around the floor or anything like that. So this is a nice little tip that'll help you kind of get things done a little bit quicker and a little bit better. You'll need some other things here. Now, I'm going to start with one thing that you don't need. You don't need this. Don't use it on your bar. You don't use it to clean your bar. You don't use it to lubricate the bearings or the bushings. Just look, keep this away from your bar. So quick pause. When I was editing, what I realized is that Bar Shield, the product that I use and recommend in this video, is no longer available because the company has gone out of business. Well, that left me with a problem. Number 1, what do I use going forward to clean my bars? And number 2, what I would recommend to you guys. I don't want to put out a video recommending a product that's no longer available. So what I did was, instead of just posting this video up right away, I went out and I bought a bunch of different alternatives. In fact, I bought a ton of them. And I went out and I cleaned all my bars, and I actually found something that not only works better than Bar Shield, but also has all of the qualities that I liked about Bar Shield in the first place. So make sure and stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'll share the product that I found that's a great replacement. And then also make sure you like and subscribe here. This is the kind of stuff that I want to keep doing for you guys, and the more likes and subscribes I get on the channel, the more I'll know you enjoy the fact that I put a little bit of extra effort into these videos to make sure they're useful to you. What you want to use is one of two things, and I have my preference for these, but I actually keep both of them around because they both have a purpose. The first one, and this is the one you'll read the most about, is 3-in-1 oil. This is what we're going to use, or what a lot of people will use to clean the bar as well as lubricate the bar. In today's video, I'm actually not going to use this to clean the bar, and I'm going to tell you why by reading the back here. Avoid frequent or prolonged contact with skin. In other words, this is a chemical. I'm not a big fan of putting a chemical on something that I'm going to be touching on a regular basis. So if you are going to use this, you're also going to need some gloves. I'd highly recommend using some latex or rubber gloves if you're going to use the 3-in-1 oil. Now what I like to use is a product, and I'm not affiliated with these guys, but I think they make a great product. It's called Bar Shield, and this is an organic, I think it's a vegetable-based oil that you use to clean and maintain your bar. Now I don't use this to lubricate my bar. That's where the 3-in-1 oil comes in. I actually am more comfortable, and I think this does a better job of lubrication. But as far as cleaning and maintaining and protecting the bar, this stuff is great. It works fantastic. It's made specifically for caring for your bar. These may be a good idea either way. I use these just because I don't like getting this stuff on my hand. But either way, you'll need these. You'll need one each of these. And you need a couple more things. You're going to need some towels. The Bar Shield actually came in a kit that comes with a brush and a bunch of towels. They're just microfiber cloths. You'll need a few of these. At least one of these is going to get completely full of oil or whatever you're using to clean it. They're all going to get dirty. So you need a few of them. It's nice to have a few of them like that. And then you're going to need a brush. Now I prefer a nylon bristled brush. This came with the Bar Shield kit. I've seen people recommend copper bristle brushes or metal tip brushes. I don't like those for a couple of reasons, but not the least of which is they can scratch the finish on your bar. But also the tips of metal bristles tend to kind of come off. They can stick in the knurling and then you can unknowingly grab them and they can get wedged in your hand. That totally hasn't happened to me before, so don't do that. But that's all you need. Just need those few things, and then let's get to cleaning the bar. I'm not going to bore you with me cleaning the whole bar, but I do want to show you how to apply the product so that you get the best results out of it. And this is true of whether you're using the Bar Shield or the 3-in-1 oil. What you want to do is to put it on and work it in with the brush. And you just put a little bit on here and then kind of lightly work it in with the brush and then turn it, apply a little bit more, again lightly work it in with the brush. Now you're seeing why I put towels down. And I'm not trying to scrub right now. All I'm trying to do is get this stuff down inside that knurl, because what we're going to do once I've cleaned the entire knurl and put this stuff everywhere where there's corrosion is I'm going to let it sit for a couple of hours. And what that's going to do is that's going to let either the Bar Shield or the 3-in-1 oil is going to get down in there, and it's going to start to loosen up that rust and corrosion. It's not going to come up right off the bat right when you first start cleaning it. So you're going to want to get the entire surface of the bar kind of worked in with this oil, and you're going to need to let it sit for an hour or two. I'm going to get to getting all the oil in here, and then we're going to fast forward a couple of hours when it comes to kind of scrubbing it off and getting as much of this rust out of here as we can. I lost track of time, but it's time to start scrubbing. I think this has been sitting here for somewhere between 2 and 3.5 hours. So that's an important point to make, is the longer that you let the Bar Shield or the 3-in-1 oil sit on the bar itself, the more it'll loosen up that corrosion. I've had very good luck in the past with bars that are highly corroded, actually leaving it sit overnight and letting it really get in there. And again, the longer you wait, the easier this next step is going to be. So the next step is actually to go in and take this brush, again, prefer a nylon bristled brush, and you're going to start brushing the corrosion out of the grooves. Now, the knurl pattern is typically a crosshatch pattern, and you'll find it easier if you brush with the direction of the grooves on the bar, and that'll allow the bristles to get inside. I've also had good luck doing circular patterns. So those are the two things. Now, if you've got really, really tough corrosion stuff that's really stuck on there, if you've got a Dremel tool, Dremel makes a bit head for their tool that's a circular nylon bristled brush, and that thing works really, really well. It's soft enough not to scratch the bar, but it takes a lot less elbow grease and a lot less time. But for now, let me get to scrubbing and we'll see what we can get out of here. And we're back. About 2.5 hours of soak time. Just let the bar shield sit on there. And then another hour or so of scrubbing. And it was a little bit harder to get off than I thought it would be, but you can see on the center knurl where the corrosion was the worst, almost all of it's gone. There's a few little pieces and specks here and there that I haven't been able to get out. Honestly, at this point, it's as good as I need it to be. And you can see the stuff kind of just gets right off as long as you put a little elbow grease into it. Now that the brushing and scrubbing is done, that's the hard part. We've got one step left to go, which is to take care of lubricating the bushings on either end. So let's go and step over to the other side of the gym and I'll show you how to do that. We did that entire first process with the bar shield oil. And I like using that better than I like the 3-in-1 as far as cleaning and protecting the bar goes. It's a little less caustic. It doesn't smell at all. This stuff kind of stinks a little bit. I don't have to worry too much if I get it on my hands. But as far as lubricating the sleeves go, I think that the 3-in-1 oil does a better job of that. And you only need a couple drops to do it. The key is you need those couple drops to filter in evenly all around the bushings and the parts inside that need the lubrication to help with your spin. And in order to do that, you need the bar to be standing upright and you need the bar to be perfectly perpendicular. So instead of standing here, you need a way to hold it so that it doesn't fall over. They took 3 45-pound bumper plates, stacked them up, seated the bar down inside, and this will do a great job of holding the bar up at a 90-degree angle to the floor while the lubrication gets in where it needs to go. Here we have our last step. What we want to do is we want to take some of the oil and we want to get it around and get it to get in between the bar and this bushing here. And the way that you do that, we don't need a lot again, just a little bit, and then spin it. And that friction of spinning it will get the whole circumference of the bar. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this here for a couple of hours while that oil seeps down inside. And that's the key. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll do this while the bar is horizontal and they'll just put a couple of drops and the oil never actually gets where it needs to get. So it's real important that you let your bar sit for an hour or two. In fact, sometimes I'll leave it sit overnight once on each side. I'm gonna leave this here for a little bit and let the oil get in there nice and good before I flip it and do the other side. So here we are about 3 hours later. I took about 90 minutes on each side and let the oil get in real good into the bushings here. You're gonna have to wipe off some excess. You might even be able to see it there. As you use the bar over the next week, a little bit of that's gonna come out. But I'm real happy with what happened with the spin. As you can see, the spin is smooth. It's exactly what you want in your bar. And there we have it. It took about 7 total hours, but most of that was just waiting. I mean, I waited a couple, 3 hours with the oil on the bar to get the rust to loosen up. I waited another 3 hours or so for the oil to get into the sleeves. So really, only about on my part, maybe a couple hours worth of work. And considering I let this bar sit for as long as I did without cleaning it, that's not bad. And considering how it looks now, it's really not bad at all. As I said, I'm gonna sell this bar and this thing looks pretty much brand new. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that Bar Shield has gone out of business, is no longer available. So what I did was I went out and I found 6 different alternatives to Bar Shield that met the criteria that I was looking for. Number 1, it needed to be organic and non-caustic. I needed something that didn't have strong odors, that wasn't going to cause problems coming into contact with my skin or anything like that. I'm really reluctant to use products like that. Number 2, I wanted something that was a green product. Not only is it be non-toxic to me, but non-toxic to the environment. That's something that was important to me. The most important things, though, after those 2 qualifications was I needed something that A, really did a great job on loosening corrosion, and B, did a great job of protecting your bar once it was cleaned. And I think I found something that works better than anything else I've tried before. So out of all the stuff that I tried, this stuff right here, it's called AIM Extreme Duty Lubricant. And it is an all-green product, so it's non-toxic and non-caustic. It does a great job at removing the corrosion. I think it actually does even a better job than the Bar Shield or even the 3-in-1 oil did. So this is by far the most effective thing that I've tested out of all of them, caustic or otherwise. And something else that's really cool is It works great for lubrication too. In fact, the kit that I bought comes with a big bottle for cleaning and protecting, but it comes with this little bottle as well with this little applicator that's perfect for oiling your bushings and bearings. And this product is specifically made not only for cleaning and protection, but also for lubrication. And the difference there is that this stuff doesn't attract dirt, it's water repellent, it doesn't attract dust. One of the issues using Bar Shield to lubricate the bushings and bearings was it did attract dust and dirt a little bit. So instead of protecting your bearings, it would attract that dust and dirt into the bearings, which you don't want. With this is not only going to do the job of lubrication, but it's also going to do a great job of keeping all that stuff out of the sleeves, which is going to be things that keep it from working well in the long term. So overall, sad that Bar Shield went out of business. I never like seeing a company go out of business, but the good side is I actually found something better. So I'll put a link for this down below in the description. This is really what I'm going to use going forward to do all of my bar maintenance and care. In fact, it replaces having two different products. This is going to do the job of the 3-in-1 and of the Bar Shield as well. So hopefully that helps you out. And again, I think that's worth a like and a subscribe, right? Like, I want to make sure that I give you guys good information, and I really think that this is a good recommendation for all of you out there looking to clean and maintain your bars. I'll probably go back in with a brush, and there's a couple little pieces of rust that didn't come off, and that's just on me for not brushing long enough. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is something that you're going to want to do every 3, 6, 12 months, but quite honestly, if you don't do it that often and you don't happen to live near the ocean or in a bad climate, it's not that big of a deal. But make sure you do this every once in a while, but more importantly, make sure you wipe off the bar regularly. Outside of that, hopefully that helps you out. If you got a couple bars laying around, give them a quick clean. You see how much nicer they are. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see more of. And until next time, I'm Tim with Gym Crafter.